Were you a not popular or maybe unpopular kid in your teen years that was somewhat traumatized in youth group? Well, part of that probably had to do with something called the key leader strategy that youth pastors were trained in. Let me tell you how I was taught to do it. Hi, I'm Jeremy. I'm a deep skeptic, also a pastor. So this one is one that is taught by and still used by an organization called Young Life. And the idea of the key leader strategy is that you start by recruiting the influential students at a school, the key leaders as they call it. So that would be the football players, the cheerleaders, the popular kids, the kids that other kids want their approval and want to be like. And so you recruit them and you structure your program to be things that they like. So you're gonna play pickup football afterwards. You're gonna do all of the things that those kids like so that they will want to come to your youth ministry. And because you're building your youth ministry around the popular kids, you're not gonna do stuff that they don't like. So you're not gonna take kids to see a musical on one of your trips, and you're definitely not gonna organize a Dungeons and Dragons night. I was not popular as a teenager, and I went to the seminar to learn this thing, and I was so pissed. And I didn't do it. In fact, I did the opposite because that's who I am. I tried to make youth group that was super open and would be loved by all the kids who were like me growing up, all the popular kids, the kids who wanted to sing and dance in musicals. And I mean, it worked in terms of there were a good number of kids that came, but they were those kids, the kids that the senior pastor did not want to see in the church. And one time I was called into his office, and what I was told was that he wanted more normal kids in the youth group. And I was like, what do you mean? And he said, like football players and cheerleaders. And then he talked about Young Life and how they had so many normal kids and how the normal kids in our youth group were going to Young Life. And maybe I should try to get those kids to come back and build our program in a way that helped those kids connect. And I didn't. I was criticized for it, of course, but for me to underscore and build a church ministry on the unhealthy, popular, unpopular dynamic in teen culture is just wrong. It's not wrong, it's traumatizing. It's not just traumatizing, it's evil. And that has to stop. And if you ever see a youth group, if you're in a church and you're like, wait, there's all these football kids. If your kid is unpopular and doesn't feel comfortable, they might be using the key leader strategy. And you should find out. If they are, probably good to find a different place.